I shoot with the Canon C100 Mark II, and a big issue to overcome with this camera is the 6 stops of internal ND. I often run into overexposure issues or am forced to stop down my aperture when shooting with it as is. This is where the SmallRig mini matte box and filter trays come in. It comes by default with a few adapter rings. Here are a couple, nice and sturdy metal, and I have permanently attached one to every lens that I own so that I don't have to think about this. You can see here on the front of my Sigma 24-70, I've got one of the rings, and so this simply slips onto the front very easily like this, and then gets twisted tight so that it's anchored on the front. Now I purchased a set of 2, 4, and 8 ND filters, square 4x4 filters, but I only use the 4-stop ND, and here's why. The camera can do 0 to 6 stops of ND internally. With a 4-stop ND filter in there, I get a range of 4 to 10 stops of ND because I add 4 to whatever setting of internal ND I have the camera on. I know that if I'm outside during the day, I will need some sort of ND, so having 4 stops is probably even less than what I will need, so it's no trouble putting the matte box with a fixed 4-stop ND filter on the camera. The design and build quality of the matte box is decent. I think you get what you pay for. It feels durable, a lot of metal, and then some nice hard plastic. I've not had anything on this break at this point. It functions well, but the ergonomics are not the best. Sliding the filter tray in and out is sometimes a little bit sticky. It kind of can catch sometimes, and then you have to really kind of press it in to lock it. So it's a bit sticky is the word that I think best describes it. It's not just a sleek drop in, drop out. The back has a tab that you can pull. It's spring loaded, so it just wants to be closed, but you pull, and that's how you drop whatever filters you want in and out of this. Now the 3 set filters that I got, these were thinner than what the groove is that holds the filters in this tray. So if I just put the ND filter in and then drop it in like this, you can hear how it moves up and down, in and around. So what I had to do is go to the hardware store, buy a pane of glass, have them cut it down to 4x4, and then I put the ND filter in, drop the pane of glass in on top, slide this out, sandwich it in. Now it's firmly in there. It doesn't really move around much at all. And it's not changing the optics of my image at all. Honestly, this is jerry-rigging that you shouldn't have to do, but is a con to buying cheaper accessories. Practically speaking, this has been a complete non-issue for me because I've never swapped out the ND filter. I always use the 4-stop filter. So this doesn't create any kind of inconvenience for me in particular. I did get both the 4x6 and the 4x4 trays for filters so that I can stack filters on top. So I could have an ND as well as a mist or a color filter. You can actually get multiple of these and stack even another filter on top. So you could have 3 filters going if you want. They're compatible with each other. They just slide into each other like this. Again, because of the materials and the build quality being a bit cheaper, it can be a little bit stickier, but they do lock in together like this and then slide onto the front of the matte box. Now I will say another element of the build that I don't particularly like is that when you stack filters like this, so I have 2 trays in here, I am unable to close the barn door fully. Now you might think, why is that an issue? If you're shooting, you got to be able to see through this. Well, if I consistently shoot with multiple filters every time I go out with this, then it would be really convenient if I could just store this like so. But because the hinge here only comes out in front of the first filter, the barn door is unable to close fully. Now, if you're only shooting with 1 filter, this will close down all the way, and so you can store it with 1 filter. Affiliate links are in the description below for this matte box system, the trays, the filters that I have, and I hope this video was helpful for you, because though I won't be seeing you in the next one, you're sure to see me. Rough.